Now, the Zodwa Khoza Foundation will host the Poverty Alleviation and Unemployment Summit in Soweto tomorrow. The summit will discuss ways of breaking the cycle of poverty and unemployment, as well as promoting sustainable livelihoods. The foundation says the summit will also address inequalities that continue to weigh heavily on the lives of millions of South Africans, particularly women and youth. Organizers says the legacy of Zodwa Khoza, in whose memory the foundation has been established, serves as the guiding light on the fight against poverty. They emphasize that her commitment to excellence, empowerment, and resilience lives on, and it is fitting that her name now leads conversations on rebuilding lives and restoring hope in the country's impoverished communities. They say that the summit is more than just a dialogue, but a call to action. It will engage faith-based organizations, business leaders, civil society, and community stakeholders in building practical solutions that will not only address unemployment, but also pathways for sustainable livelihoods. Communications Director for the Zodwa Khoza Foundation, Sanele Khoza, joins us now for more on this. Sanele, good evening. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Alleviating poverty is a tall order that many governments across the world has failed, and it's important for civil society to be able to join in the fight against poverty and, of course, to make poverty alleviation in our lifetime a reality. Talk to us about some of the work that the foundation does in this regard.
Hi, Oliver. Thank you so much for having us on, and thank you to all the viewers. I think the first and foremost point that I need to make is the fact that we've seen an increase of the unemployment rate overall in South Africa in the Q2 of 2025, which is an increased jobless rate that surpassed the jobless rate of Q2 of 2024. And I think what this summit aims to achieve is give the youth that we service in the Soweto area and Cosmo and all the areas that we provide services to and we provide some hope to, is to give them alternative methods of providing livelihoods for themselves and for their families. I think over a year basis, there's a lot of different activities that happen at the Zodwa Khoza Foundation Skills and Entrepreneurial Development Center in Soweto. There are various programs that we run at the center, and those speak to encouraging the youth to create sustainable livelihoods for themselves and to provide ongoing sustainability for their families and for everyone that they do cater to. So I think what we're doing is just supplementing sort of the efforts that are already in place that assist the youth and the unemployed of South Africa.
Let's talk about skills development as of course, a solution to youth unemployment in the country. There's a grave skills deficit amongst the young of South Africa. In fact, unemployment patterns seem to follow exactly that pattern. That is to say that if you have a skill and if you have a degree of any sorts, that you're more likely to be able to access a meaningful and gainful employment as opposed to if you don't have any discernible, marketable, and a commercializable skill. Talk to us about the skills development work that you guys particularly look at the center in the community to ensure that young people get the right sort of skills.
100%. So I think the misconception that we already hold is the fact that you need to, have a certain type of skill to be employable. And I think a lot of the misconception is derived from the fact that once you do complete your formal schooling years, you complete and you get a matric certificate, that you are guaranteed to move into the workforce. And I think what gives you the sort of level up is that you go to college, and a lot of people don't have the resources to get into a college or to complete a college degree or a diploma. And I think that's where the issue lies. I think what we do is to give an alternative means to having a skill, and those skills include agriculture, trade, community and service work, volunteerism. And I think those are a lot of the lost arts that we have, and those sectors are very resourced. And I think what we have seen with the stats is that a lot of the other sectors have gained employment, whereas these sectors that I speak of have decreased in employment. So I think a lot of decline we have seen in the agriculture space. And I think what we are aiming to achieve as a foundation is to give people a hand up instead of a handout, to equip them and to empower them with skills that enable them to provide for their families, but without having to go and physically give a CV or send a CV using data that they can't afford to purchase. So it is through summits like this, where it's not just a talk shop, it is us giving them a different hope or a renewed hope that there is alternative ways or means to provide for your family and to provide for yourself and to gain sustenance for yourself. So I think in terms of the skills that we achieve or try to achieve at the foundation, it is in those sectors where there has been a decline in the past couple of quarters, where we have seen that people are not getting as much employment, but it is through self-sustenance that we can provide these opportunities.
Yep. Sanele, thank you so much for your time and all the best for the Poverty Alleviation and Unemployment Summit taking place tomorrow in Soweto. That is Sanele Khoza.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's Sanele Khoza, the Communications Director of the Zodwa Khoza Foundation.